तुम ज्वाइन नहीं किया? ओह। Good evening to all. I think their persons are losing patience or losing interest on cost audit. So today's attendance is very poor. Even my assistant is also not joining. She has forgotten today's class. See the things, how they will pass the exam if they forgotten to join the class. Now somebodies are coming. Okay, today is the last day of this session, and today I will make you feel that you are an auditor rather
Yes,
cost
sir.
auditor, because today's topic will only confine to audit aspect, and I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation on practical approach of cost audit, how you can proceed for cost audit, and what are the steps are to be taken, what are to be things are to be collected as a document or evidence, because as per standard auditing practices, you have to collect the document and also to be documented all the works during the conducted during the audit. Now Rimi has joined.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, but it is very sorry state of affairs that you have joined very late, and I depended on you that you have joined and gave that. I am very sorry. 2-3 persons are waiting for joining, and you are absent, and I also absent.
Sorry, sir.
It's okay. Now, for cost audit purpose, we have prepared a PPT which will elaborately discuss you, show you what to be done and how to be done. Now, before wasting the time, I should go for presentation. Before that, I want to tell you that up to cost audit day 1, that means up to 13th February, all the class has been recorded class has been shared, and but still some students are asking for recorded class. I have decided to keep it in one place so that everybody should know. Day 1, say from day 1, I'll post a Word file tomorrow or day after tomorrow, giving all the links of all the classes, so that you can have the documents, have the link, and keep for your future reference. Now, as you know, that one video has been removed by the YouTube for personal details in the video recorded class. The day 1 of the income tax, day 2 of the income tax return filing, when I have shown my email ID, PAN card number, and this, I have taken up this matter with my one of the favorite assistant, CMS Sayan Saha, who is working in Delhi, and told him that just wipe out the hide the email ID and personal data where for which the YouTube has objected, and if this can be succeeded, then it will also to be uploaded in the YouTube. Otherwise, only 3 videos: income tax return filing 2 days and GST registration, where also personal data has been shared. So that will also be removed. That's why I have not uploaded that one in YouTube. But it are already posted in the group and uploaded in our Google Drive, so that you can have the access. But I don't know why the people has not find out that on. Again, I will share all the links together, and so that you can be keep it in a Word file. As and when you require, you can refer. And similarly, I will share the Excel files which have been used in the preparation of cost records, but not in the group. It will not be in the group. I will check the attendance in the feedback form and pick out the email ID and send them personally, because that document I cannot share publicly. There are some compulsion, I have already told you, and keep it yourself for your education purpose only, and not for publicize that one. That Excel file will be given to only the attendee of the classes, because those who have not attended the class will not understand what is the meaning of purpose of that Excel sheet, and they will also will not know the Excel sheet. However, in future, if anybody wants that one, they should come through the support ticket of our website. After viewing the video, if they feel that they should also have the Excel files, working files, I can also share to them personally, but will not never post in the group. It can't be posted in the group, because anyone can complain against me that sir is sharing the data of a particular company, and my career will be at stake. So I cannot share that one. Now today's presentation, I am sharing my screen for today's presentation. Now, practical approach of cost audit. You might have seen the screen in one of the classes of cost audit and cost record. This is the opening screen. The essential qualities of a cost auditor I have already discussed, but today I have again touch upon these points to complete the PPT. So, thorough knowledge of Companies Act, Cost Accounting, Companies Cost Record and Report Rules 2014, GAAP, Generally Accepted Cost Accounting Principle, Cost Accounting Standards, Cost Auditing Standards, and various guidelines issued by ICAI. Ability to maintain the dignity, professional competency of carrying out the assignment and ability to face audit committee or board of directors, ability for value addition to the company, in-depth knowledge of the company and industry for which audit assignment has been taken, ability to convince management regarding implementation of various cost accounting standards and observation made by the cost auditors on cost records, ability to access the volume of work for quoting or accepting fees. These are the qualities a cost auditor must have. In a gist, There are 2-3 points is, if we sum up the qualities, 2-3 points are coming up. One, the cost auditor should be knowledgeable in all respect in his field. Number two, he must be able to convince others. Number three, he must be well equipped with the techniques and tools of the cost accountancy, and he must be assessed the quantum of work so that he can plan and quote the fees. These are the essential gist in the essential code. I will share this PPT in the group because it is no harm to share this group this PPT in the group. Next, why cost auditors considered as a subordinate auditor? Because I have already discussed it, and it is so. Again, I am touching upon the point. This degrades their value of accepting assignment at a very low fees. Does not maintain the dignity. Signing audit report without going into depth, as fees are very low in comparison to volume of work, cannot withstand in their observation and qualification against the pressure of the management, lack of knowledge about standard auditing practices, lack of proper professional knowledge regarding industry under which cost audit is in, lack of knowledge of regarding powers and duties of the Companies Act 2013 and Companies Cost Records and Audit Rules 2014, shows lack of boldness and incompetency of audit committee and board meeting, lack of competency of adding value to the company. Now, after summing up this, we can conclude that we are degrading our profession, and you may be astonished that the cost auditor to get the work could show abnormal fees that you can't imagine. I give one example. I have audited a company at a fees of 1,50,000, and after my cooling period, next auditor quotes that work to get the work 40,000. See, where the work company is ready to give 1,50,000, only to get the work, the company has quoted only 40,000. Now, there is a rule of the institute which has to be followed by every cost accountant, practicing cost accountant, for taking up the assignment, that you should not quote any fees, accept any fees lower than your previous auditor for undercutting, to avoid undercutting. So, if you take a low fees, how can you justify your work? Obviously, you will cut short your work, and the quality of work must be deteriorated. And company, your client will see that the persons are, if this is happening, if I can get a lower cost auditor, and that too they are only signing the report, then where is your importance? Why they will abide by you? You will not be able to convince the audit committee. You don't have quality. Then your position must be subordinate. So, to overcome all these things, you have to have the essential qualities, and also you have to exercise your power and duties as given in the Companies Act. Otherwise, you will not be a good auditor. And believe me, I stick to this principle. I have written this point from my own experience. It will be not written anywhere. And this PPT, wherever I shown taking class, appreciated by all the participants. And after finishing of the 6, you will also appreciate. Because this is a Bible for a newcomers, and I have taken very carefully the aspects which has to be focused during the audit. Next, what is the cost audit introduction? Now, before going to be an auditor, you have to know the background of the cost audit. Erstwhile, before 2013, there was Companies Act 1956, and there was a section 233B under which cost audit was governed. And at that time, there were two sets of rules. One is cost record rules and another is cost report rules. Cost audit rules. Now, the records of the cost audit cost record had to be prepared on the basis of cost records, and cost record was industry based. Central government declared the companies, industries, and for coming under the purview of the cost audit, and the cost records have to be prepared by the institute and published in the official gazette of the MCA, Government of India, that these industries should follow this type of records, prepare this type of records for audit. But after 2014, the scenario has been changed. The record-based cost audit changed to report-based cost audit. Now all the industries must follow the same format, whether it is a pharmaceutical industries, power industries, coal industries, mining industries, sugar industries, telecom industries, whatever the case may be, they must follow the annexure A1 to D6, which I have already covered. So, everybody should reallocate the mapping of the item financial cost according to that format. So, one thing you must know, and here comes the no separate record for preparing cost data for filling up the annexure to cost record is required. If the company's ordinary record, which he is supposed to keep as per Companies Act for accounting purpose, comply the CRA 1, that is sufficient. So there should not be any separate set of records. At the time of before 2014, some cost accountants are earning by preparing cost records only to, and charges exorbitantly high. At that time, there are also some records which have been prepared in a very vast manner, not as a like that which I have shown you last 2 days. That was not so simple. But now that as the things are easy, the record keeping, preparation of record keeping is also simple. But as per my knowledge goes, Government of India is preparing again industry-based cost records, and they are preparing the format of reporting. Record will not be changed, but they are preparing the average cost statement and different annexure industry-wise. No single format will be there in future, because government feels that annexure to cost audit report at present in vogue is not sufficient for the purpose of the government. Government cannot conclude any decision cannot infer any decision from the data. So government is formulating, make a committee, and that committee has submitted the report, and for the hope, the committee has recommended for taking up the cost for introduction of cost audit from for government company or government department also, because public money is involved in the government department, so it should be get audited by the cost auditor for transparency as well as for increasing the efficiency of the government department. So see what has happened. But now the company, as on today, we are talking about the rules which are in vogue as on today. Now cost audit is a sector specific, regulated sector, unregulated sector, which I have already shown to you in company's cost record and audit rules. There are 6 industries in the telecom industry and 33 industries in unregulated sector. This has already been covered. Now, it is also covered, but I am recapitulating all the things regarding cost audit. These are all related to the cost audit. Cost auditor is governed by the company's cost record and audit rules 2014, amended up to 15 October 2019, framed as per section 148 of Companies Act 2013. What is 148 of Companies Act 2013? It empowers the government of India, central government, to direct any industry or company to get his cost record audited. So, and with that power, the company's cost record and audit rules 2014 has been introduced, and it is our Bible. We have to follow that rules only. Cost auditor is applicable to industries in which central government directs to do is under section 148(2). At present, 39 industries is there, 33 is non-regulated and 6 is regulated. In regulated sector, when the audit is applicable, in regulated sector, if the total turnover has crossed more than 50 crores, the cost audit should be done, must be done. Or any product, any turnover of any product under cost audit exceeds 25 crores, turnover of any product under cost audit exceeds 25 crores, it will also come to the purview of cost audit. Cost audit should be done. That means there are 2 conditions. One condition is if the total 50 companies, some products are come under cost audit purview, and company has overall turnover of 50 crores, exceeds 50 crores, from next financial year audit has to be done. Or any product covered under cost audit turnover exceeds 25 crores, it will also come under the cost auditor. But one thing you must be point out that for record keeping, there was another fallacy that without 35 crores, exceed of 35 crores, no need to prepare the cost record. Now, in the case of this one, regulated sector, if the turnover is, overall turnover is, company's overall turnover is not 50 crores, and single product or products, group of products exceed 25 crores, it will come under the cost audit. Again, the threshold limit for audit under unregulated sector is 100 crores and 35 crores. Mane 100 crores is overall and 35 crores is only 1 crore, only one product under cost audit, or 2 or 3 products. For any product for which cost audit has been ordered, turnover exceeds 35 crores, it will come under this one. In this is either of the two, not jointly. 50 crores or 25 crores and 100 crores 35 crores. This should be kept in mind. It means if a company covers total turnover is 90 crores, but the products covered under cost audit, turnover of products covered under cost audit exceeds 35 crores, the company should get its cost record audited. And in that case of regulatory sector, if the total turnover is 40 crores, but single product or group of products exceeds 25 crores, the company should get its cost record audited. Is it clear to everybody? Up to this point, this is a very fundamental point. You have all to be understood very clearly and keep it in your mind, because in interview, if you tell that I am a cost accountant, it is a very common question. The question comes from here also, and you should have the very clear, crystal clear concept when to be start cost record, preparing cost record, when cost audit attracts, and under which circumstances. So I am repeatedly again last 2-3 days, same points, same thing, only to hammer your brain so that you can be crystal clear in your understanding. However, if you have any question, any doubt, please tell me. Anybody has any doubt? Is the scenario has
No,
been
sir.
understood by all of you?
Yes, sir.
Others, please tell. Everybody should unmute and tell what has happened. And be exposed by, I am so friendly to you and you are keeping mum, and I am not really, I am not enjoying by teaching you, because you are all keeping and I am talking. Tell me whether you have understood or not. Shall I proceed or stop here or repeat again? Harold? Ishika? Is there any problem?
No, sir.
Manjat?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Okay, clear, na? Okay, let's go further. Next point, continue on the previous slide. Cost auditor should be appointed when the cost audit is applicable to your industry or company. For any company, cost auditor must be appointed within 180 days. That means 27 September, not 30th September. 180 days means not 6 months. 180 days means 180 days. When the threshold limit crosses, the very next financial year, cost auditor should be appointed within 130 days of the closing of the financial year. Suppose a cost audit company crosses the threshold limit on 2023-24, he must appoint the cost auditor within 27 September of 2024. That means 24-25 audit. Because from 24-25, he has to get his cost records audited. And the auditor has been appointed in the board of directors, but the fees of the auditor has been ratified in the annual general meeting of the company. There is a difference between annual general meeting and board of directors meeting. Board of directors meeting means only directors are present and take the decision for every functional, every aspect. And general AGM means all the shareholders, not only board of directors, all the other shareholders will come in the annual general meeting, and the fees has to be ratified in the annual general meeting. Now, after appointment of the such things, the auditor should submit arm length certificate and consent letter, and company should issue the appointment letter and intimate in the to the central government through filing of CRA2 in the MCA portal within 30 days of such appointment, or 180 days of commencement of financial year, whichever is earlier. What does it mean of this line? Within 30 days of such appointment, within 180 days of commencement of financial year, whichever is earlier. Suppose in that case 23-24 threshold limit has been crossed, and the company has a board of directors meeting in the July itself and appointed the cost auditor. Can a company file in 27 September? Because the last date is 27 September of 2024. I've just told you. You will tell, sir, this is, you have told that 24th December, 27 December is the last, September is the last date. Then why? No. Here is the catch. If the appointment has been done in July or June or August, the date of which appointment has been done in the board of directors, intimation to the central government as well as to the auditor should be communicated within 30 days of such appointment, or 180 days, whichever is earlier. 180 days is the maximum limit. That means within 27 September, the auditor must have to be appointed. But if it is appointed before that, the time limit comes from that date. Within 30 days, CRA2 has to be filed and auditor should be appointed. Appointment letter should be issued. Now, again, the cost auditor should, after appointment, cost auditor comes after ending of the financial year, and cost auditor will submit the report in CRA3, which I have already shown to you. CRA3 within 180 days of the closing of the financial year. That means within 27 September of 2025 for the year 2024-25. Auditor should submit the report within 27 September of 2025 for the financial year 2024-25. Subject to that, the annexure to the cost audit report, which I have prepared last day, has to be approved by the board of directors and handed over to the auditor, and auditor will make his report and submit the cost audit, submit the report to the managing director company within 27 September 2025. Now, what will be done scenario if the company is failed to approve the annexure to cost audit report within 27 September? The company will be attested. Ministry will first catch hold the auditor that why you have not submitted the report. Auditor will show you, give the reply, sir, I have not got that information or audit records, cost records, so I could not complete the cost audit within 27 September. Then MCA will so-called company that why you have not prepared the records. I know in a power company where I was auditor, compounded penalty has been imposed by the ROC for not filing the cost audit report in time, and that was a very heavy penalty. That's why at my tenure they will continuously requested me to submit the report in time, so that should be regularized. So this is the scenario. 180 days word is very vital in the case of this one. Now, after receiving the report, company has to file this report in XBRL mode within 30 days of receipt of the audit report. That means if the auditor submit report 27 September, the company has to file CRA 4 within 27 October of the 2025. It is a normal case. But if the auditor submit the report in July itself, completing the record, company has given the record, and company and auditor has been completed his record, and board of directors approved the cost accounting annexure to cost audit annexure, and auditor has been submitted report on July. 13th July, the auditor has submitted the report. Then what will be the limit for filing CRA 4 in XBRL mode? 30 days from the date of 13th July. That means 13th, 12th August 2025, not 30th October. Because auditor has submitted the report submission just like CRA 2 filing. CRA 4 should be filing after receipt 30 days after receipt of the audit report. Whenever the auditor has given, if the auditor submit the report in November, for some reason, whether the company has delayed to approve the annexure, whether auditor has some problem. So, but from company's point of view, after receiving of the audit report, within 30 days he has to convert it the XBRL mode and file in CRA 4. So now time has come to show you CRA 4. How it looks. I have shown you CRA 2 format, CRA 3 format has also shown, and now I am going to CRA 1 also given, CRA 4 I am showing you how it looks like. This is CRA 4. How I can increase it? This is totally blur. Anyway, CRA form looks like CRA 2. Here is some information. This is also a web form and has to be filled by the company. Date of financial audit and what is the date of approval of the annexure to cost audit, who has authorized to sign, and other details has to be given in the CRA 4, and whether the cost audit report is reservation, if please state, qualified or not, adverse comments or not, observation and suggestion, and attachment of board resolution, and attachment of instance document. Here digitally it should be digitally signed and submit. So this is the format of CRA4. You can have this CRA4 in the I have already circulated in the group the company's cost audit and report rules. You can see from there also. Now, this is the basic of cost audit. Now you could understand what are the legal provisions associated with the appointment and submission of the report, what are the time limits, what are the qualities an auditor should have, how to exercise your power, and now comes your actual audit. I am coming here. This is audit program. For starting of any audit, you have to make a program, and it is a just standard program to be maintained by every auditor. This is a broad outline. You have to study the company. I have already told that you have to in-depth study for the audit of the records and functioning of the audit. Accordingly, you have to elaborate this audit program. Number one is you have to visit the factory, office or workplace to inspect various statutory records. Every industry has some statutory records and you have to visit and collect a copy of the statutory records. So auditor, without visiting the factory, office and working place, cost audit cannot be completed. And you must know that there is a strict instruction of the institute guidelines that all should be go to the place of the cost audit and client office and do the audit. Except in 2 years under COVID period, there was a guideline that you can collect the records online and do the audit online on the basis of the records and interaction with the audit committee and keep all the records of interaction, discussion, meeting. You have to keep. Now, in this point, I lost a client, particularly in this point. The client, I'll not tell the name of the client, that during the COVID period, I took the done the audit, cost audit in online mode. After finishing of the after end of the COVID period, company also I have also asked them to submit the records and fix the program for going our trip. First, the company has kept mum. When the August has come, I have repeatedly writing to them that when I will put my team to get the work done. Auditor kept mum. In the August, I directly write to the managing director in hard copy. Then the managing director has given me the reply that we don't have any money for your traveling expenses. So you conduct the audit as per the records already sent to you online. I replied that I cannot do like that because there is no directives for this year. I have to go to your place. Whether you bear or not, it is immaterial. I will bear from my own fees. But please give me a date when I will put up the time. And there is lot of discussion and counter letter, and the company has silently appointed another auditor without informing me. One auditor has written to me that I am going to take up this audit in place of you. Can you give the no objection? I summarily rejected his appeal that I will not go to, because I have already appointed and that has been recorded in the CRA 2, and I will not accept, I will not give no objection. But after that, the company could not contact with me and get the cost record audited by some other person, removing me. Please note that as per Companies Act, if an auditor has to remove, the auditor must have have the opportunity to hear his point in the board of directors meeting. It is a compulsion, and in that particular point, I have made a case against that company in the MCA, and the case is still going on. This has not been, MCA has asked clarification from the companies, and the companies has given some priya, but I have given the documentary evidence of all the correspondence. So before starting the assignment, after taking appointment letter, do all these things in writing, no verbal communication, so that in case of any problem, you have to justify your stake. Next point is that I am talking about that because visit of factory office working place is must. Some of the auditors are asking records online and sign the report. This is totally wrong. And if they caught, institute will take a stringent action against them. So please keep it in mind that don't do any cost audit without visiting the place. Second point is visit a production and service cost center, workshop, hospital, administrative office for assessment of functionality, methodology adopted and role of each service unit towards production cost incurred in each service unit and treatment in cost. That means you have to visit department of production cost center, service cost center, workshop, hospital, administrative office, etc. to assess the functionality, where in which department what function is doing and how it is correlated with the production process, and cost incurred and how it has been to identify the cost driver, cost object. You have to visit all the department. You have to discuss with the head of the department of the each department for identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the company, functionality, methodology. You have to understand how they have been functioning. You have to know, because before starting the audit, obtaining all suggestion and also take the suggestion of the persons concerned, head of the department, that how he is planning to improve the efficiency and what is his plan of action in next future, so that you can also have a look on that aspect and can give suggestion in your report. Collection of quantitative data. What I have shown for BUA, you have to take the quantitative data, that is installed capacity details, actual production, actual dispatch, loss, production loss, etc. Closing stock, opening stock, these are the all quantitative data you have to collect, and all should be signed by the management. Next, verification and examination of cost records. This is the main work, verification and examination of cost records. How? I will come to the next slide later on. Next, analysis of cost data, physical data and trend analysis. You have to analyze the cost data which you have collected during your visit. In verification, physical data, cost data, trend analysis, you have to analyze. Next, consolidated of cost records as a lead cost auditor. If you are a lead auditor, I have already given description of the lead auditor. If you are a lead auditor, you have to consolidate the branch auditor's report also. So these are the program of a audit program, standard program. This is a broad outline. I am telling you, it is not sacrosanct, and in my opinion, in each and every point should be elaborated 10 to 20, 12 points. I am not going to that aspect also. But if he, after one or two A, B and C point, you can be able how far you have to, what data you have to collect, how to collect, from where you have to collect, how to verify an examination, like this. So, knowing the functionality of the company is must for conducting a good audit. Next, data information required to be collected. Excuse me for 1 minute. I have to take water. Now, first you have to collect the previous year cost audit report, audited profit and loss account, unit balance sheet, along with all notes of accounts, cost center wise trial balance, annual report, director's report submitted to MCA. You will get all the points. You have seen that trial balance, unit wise, cost center wise trial balance is required to prepare the cost records. Cost audited PL and profit and loss and balance sheet is required for filling annexure A4, D3 and D4. So this is the primary documents you have to collect from the company, and all records should be signed. Director's report submitted to the cost accounting policy of the company you have to collect, because the cost record has been prepared on the basis of cost accounting standard, GACAP, cost accounting policy of the company, and CRA 1. So cost accounting policy you have to, CRA 1, cost accounting standard, you supposed to know, but cost accounting policy varies from one company to another, so you have to collect it from the company. Grouping of financial costs duly tallied with trial balance, which I have shown you. Groupings of the finance, how the groupings has been done. List of foreclosed contract. Now you tell me, what is foreclosed contracts? Foreclosed contract means the contracts which have been foreclosed before, in the midway. If the performance of the contractor is not satisfactory, the company can foreclose the contract. Or in some cases, contractor has not turned up to take up the work, the company foreclose the contract. Now, you have to collect the list of foreclosed contract. Why I am telling like this? What inference you can draw from foreclosed contract? In one of the interview, in the appointment of cost auditor, in one company, a director of finance questioned me, why you require foreclosed contract? What is the connection with cost audit and foreclosed contract? I instantly replied that this is I have to identify any abnormal loss have incurred or not during the foreclosed contract. Suppose, I am giving you one example. Suppose a contract has been executed at a price of 100 rupees per ton, but the contractor has not turned up, and after that the work has been allotted and company suffered a loss of production, and that production loss is not a normal loss, that is an abnormal loss, and you have to quantify that one and should be given in the reconciliation item, which I have told you last day, that any abnormal loss should be shown in the reconciliation statement. That's why I need the list of foreclosed contract. Hindrance register maintained by the Civil Department, Transportation Department, contractual works. What is hindrance register? Every contract signed after signature, a hindrance register is maintained by company to maintain day-to-day progress of the work, whether any work has been stopped for a day, that has to be written there, and for what reason the work is not executed on that particular day. This is a monitoring register actually. In this way, if you scan this hindrance register, you will see in many times on the fault of the contractor, work has hampered, delayed, and for delayed, the contractor has get escalated amount. Every contract has escalation clause. So at the time, on the fault of the contractor, the company has to pay extra. That extra money is not a normal money, normal expenditure, and it should be identified and it has to be shown in the reconciliation statement because it is an abnormal expenditure. That's why hindrance register is required. Again, certified copy of the installed capacity assessment done by the engineer or concerned for B1, annexure B1, statutory records relating to production, dispatch and closing stock. I already told you that energy audit report is for power industry, Form H is for coal industry, Form ASD for drugs and pharmaceutical industry, like this. Different industry has different statutory record, and you have to collect for production, dispatch and closing stock. For reporting this one, you have to take that authentic document for verification of the annexures. And annexures should be prepared from that one also. That one only. You have to verify. Internal audit report, OBR computation sheet for mining industries. I have already explained the OBR computation. What is OBR? Adjustment. Internal audit report. Next, monthly MIS report. MIS matlab monthly miscellaneous information system report. Monthly MIS report containing all the data relating to production, machinery utilization and dispatch and other physical data. It is a practice of preparing MIS in almost every company to the director level, so that they can see what is happening in the company and can take the corrective action. So you have to collect that MIS report. Cost center wise consumption of utilities with norm versus previous year. No, you have to collect the norms of the each consumption of utility, so that you can highlight this point. Cost center wise capacity available and utilization with respect to norms as indicated in the director's report. Capacity utilization and available and utilizing with respect to norms as indicated in the director's report. In the director's report, as per Companies Act, company director has to report the capacity, how much capacity he has and how much capacity he has utilized, what is underutilized and what is overutilized. Man days lost due to strike or abnormal situation, because the wages paid during the strike or abnormal situation has to be kept aside from the cost of production and should be shown in your reconciliation statement. Month-wise power analysis statement for picking out the penalty level levied. contract demand and recorded demand power factor for industrial and domestic both current year versus previous year. I have asked this, given this statement in one interview, and one director has asked me why you require power statement. In power statement, if you analyze the electricity bill each month, you will see there is a penalty levied by the electricity department for above the power factor, below the utilization below the power factor. What is power factor? Power factor is a ratio of measuring that 95% of the recorded demand, contract demand should be utilized. If it is less, you have to pay penalty. If you more, you have also to be paid. So capacity utilization, that is power factor, should be maintained uniformly. And for maintaining power factor as per electricity norm, different capacitor has to be built in the high tensile line, and with that capacitor you can control the power factor in most of the cases. That's why you have to analyze the power analysis statement. So you have to know which record are maintaining and which record is for what. This has been written from my practical experience, and as I have associated in the cost audit after introduction of cost audit in the coal industry since 2012, I have know what are the documents to be seen and what are the documents required for cost audit. And after starting my practice, 5 years has already been begun. 6 years, it is the 6th year I am doing practice. So it has been written, this PPT has been written from my own experience, and believe me, many senior cost accountants has taken this for their reference, and whenever I shown this PPT, everybody has appreciated. This is elaborate guidelines for taking up the cost audit. Year-wise breakup in incentive, consumption of activity-wise depreciation, computation of activity-wise depreciation. I told you yesterday, for depreciation of administrative building should be booked under administrative audit. Depreciation of dispatch equipment should be booked under selling and distribution expenses overhead, like this. Distribution of plant should be booked under production overhead, like this. Year-wise breakup of incentive credited in sales account and any other expenditure or income not related to the year under report. I have already told that after introduction of Ind AS, company has booked all the expenditure or income in a particular single code without bifurcating its prior period and current period. But in cost accountancy, cost audit, you have to bifurcate that one, and you have to collect the data from the company so that prior period you can verify that the prior period expenditure or income is not clubbed in the product, taken into consideration in the for arriving at the cost of production. That's why you need that information. Year-wise breakup of credit notes. Issued credit note means if you say after issuing invoice, you can see there is some return material or some quality ground they have degraded your invoice, deducted your email. That in that case you have to send the credit note, but that credit note should be pertaining to the period under audit, and any credit notes issued for prior period should be eliminated and should be taken into reconciliation statement. That's why you require year-wise budget and year-wise credit note details and incentive details. Incentive means in some cases in coal industry there is a fuel supply agreement, FSA, and that agreement tells that you have to, if you supply 95%, It is almost in every public sector undertaking. If you supply the 95% of your production or service, you will get incentive, and that incentive in most of the cases come under next year after assessing the performance of the company. So the incentive for prior period performance should not be taken in this year, current year, under audit. So it should be eliminated. You have to collect otherwise in detail. Variance analysis with budget and previous year, in budget head with justification. Variance analysis, you know all what is variance analysis, variance from budget and variance from last year. Cost finance reconciliation with the specific reason for variation in budget head. That means every company has a budget formulation of budget, and there is a specific head in the budget for preparing budget, and these statements are prepared under budget head. Now, after you have visited the factory and office, you have visited, discussed with the HODs and relevant persons, you have collected the documents and information. Now come for actual verification of examination of cost records. You have to verify the correctness of the mapping in respect of head of account in average cost statements. With respect to cost account, I have already told that the financial grouping must be as per cost accounting policy, cost accounting standard and CRA 1. So you have to examine and verify whether that should be as per that one also or not, and cost accounting policy also. So here comes your role. You have to verify whether that's satisfied or not. If you think that this particular item should be grouped here in direct expenses instead of utility, you can tell the company, and if they rectify that one, it is all right. Or if it not rectified, you have to report in the you have to qualify your report accordingly. And I am always qualify the report accordingly. If they are not maintaining the as per cost accounting standard or cost accounting policy or CRA 1. To identify any abnormal, you have to identify any abnormal increase or decrease in any element of cost. If you found that 30% increase from previous year, you must analyze the reason of that. And if you found that these are abnormal, so abnormal increase, amount of abnormal increase has to be shown in the reconciliation. This should not be part of the cost. To verify the valuation of the opening stock and closing stock, you have to verify the valuation and closing stock. At present, it has to be valued at cost only. To verify correctness of service cost center and apportionment of expenses of service cost to production center and basis of appointment, you have to first analyze. I have shown you how to cost has been allocated in the service cost center from trial balance, and that allocated cost of the service cost center has been apportioned in the production cost center. And you have to see the cost driver also, whether it is relevant to not with the cost element of cost. If the wages cost has been apportioned in production, it is not right. But if the wages cost has been apportioned in manpower ratio, it is correct. That means relevant cost driver should be adopted for apportionment of service department cost. To verify GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B for annexure 6. Verify all the annexure to the cost audit report with the basic record. Examine civil contractor bill, transportation bill on test sample case basis. Examine and assess the budgetary control system, whether it is adequate or not. You have to report in the cost accounting policy, para 3. to verify cost financial reconciliation in budgeted, to assess the any abnormality or not, or any improvement can be done or not, to verify variance analysis. These are the points for verification of cost record and information you have already collected, and these are the points you have to keep in mind while verifying the cost records. Now you have to analyze the thing, analyze with industry norms, analyze with previous year, analyze with the benchmark, comparison of the specific consumption of HSD oil, power, etc., consumption of various cost elements from previous year and industry norms, cost elements of corresponding quantitative data. If the quantity, you have to petrol cost of fuel, petrol, oil, lubricant must match with the quantitative details and rate prevailing. Suppose 100 liter consumption has been done in petrol and expenses is and rate is 100 rupees. So now 10,000 is the cost, but if you see in the cost record, it is booked under 8,000 only. Then you have to question, bhai, this one is not matching with your quantitative data. What is the reason? And you have to go into depth to analyze why these figures are not matching. What are the meaning? If there are any excess credit or if there are any other things. If you are satisfied, it is okay. If you are not satisfied, you have to bring it in your report. Other analysis as and when required in the under audit. Trend analysis. Trend analysis means you have to analyze the trend of last 5 years so that you can have a look or give the company a concrete suggestion for improvement. Trend analysis means seeing all the data last 5 years, chart, graph. You have to use the chart, graph, and nowadays AI is using for analyzing the trend analysis. You have to take that help of take the AI also. CRA 3 and Annex 2 cost audit, it has already been shown, so I am not repeating here. Basics of cost records. I have already told you the cost records has to be maintained if the threshold limit 35 aggregate turnover exceeds 35 crores immediately preceding year. In any company, 35 crores crossed means whether you have to keep the cost record. Maintain cost record as per CRA 1 of the company's cost record and audit rules. In existing books of accounts, the company should keep, but if it is not, if it complies with the CRA 1, and in case of some data, you have to keep data separately. That's for prior period expenditure, abnormal expenditure. You have to keep separate records. You have to prepare separate analysis statement so that you can the annexure to cost audit report should be prepared correctly. Now, how to verify cost records? I have already told when I discussed the CRA 1, I am repeating once again. Material cost. For material cost, report detailed record should be kept. Abnormal loss should be, abnormal cost should be, loss should be kept aside. And you have to take the material cost, landed cost only. Any input tax credit should be eliminated from that. Any subsidy received, that also to be eliminated. Indirect material cost should be booked under activity wise. That means if it is related to administrative activities, it should be booked under administrative cost. If it is related to selling and distribution overhead, it should be booked under like that. Employee cost, I have already told, all the salary, the cost to company has to be booked. Idle time cost should be kept separately out of the cost, and you have to compute the idle time cost as per company's policy. And any cost, even repairing of the quarters colony, should be come under the employee cost, because this cost has been incurred for the benefit of the employee, and that is the cost to the company. So every detail should be kept in the record, and employee cost should be like this. Utilities, water, power, steam, effluent treatment, etc. Detailed record has to be maintained, and cost of self-generated machine should be ascertained and should be booked like this. Bought out material items should be as per the bill submitted by the party. No abnormal cost has been taken. Any subsidy or any credit has been given, that has to be utilized in the utility cost. It is applicable for every cost. If there is any if you receive any subsidy or input tax credit, it should be deducted from that one. Otherwise, landed cost should be taken in preparing the cost. Direct expenses, this is also to be like this. Repair and maintenance cost. There are two types of maintenance. I have already told the in-house maintenance and outside maintenance. For outside maintenance, only you have to take the bill produced before you by the outsourced contractor, and in-house contract you have to calculate the cost of repairing, including salary, wages, depreciation, and other overheads. Depreciation, amortization, there is a rule. Just a minute. Hello. আচ্ছা, থ্যাংক ইউ। আচ্ছা শোনো না, একটা কথা বলার ছিল, যে একটা আমার ইউটিউবে ভিডিও রিমুভ করে দিয়েছে। তাতে কি ছিল, তোমার ওই ইমেল আইডি নাম্বার ছিল, ওইটা আমাকে লিখে জানিয়েছে যে যেহেতু পার্সোনাল ডাটা শেয়ার করেছো, অতএব ওইটাকে তোমাকে আমি রিমুভ করে দিলাম। এটাকে কি কিছু করা যাবে? আমার ইমেল, আমার প্যান নাম্বার, আমার ডাটা দিয়েছি, দিয়ে আরে ইনকাম ট্যাক্স রিটার্ন ফাইলিংয়ের সময় দিতে হয় না, সেটা দেখিয়েছিলাম। তোমাকে আমি ওটা পাঠাবো। হ্যাঁ, ওই এগুলো তুমি একবার দেখবে তো, ওটা ইউটিউবে ভায়োলেশনের মধ্যে আসছে কিনা। আমাকে ভায়োলেশন করে দিয়ে রিমুভ করে দিয়েছে। হ্যাঁ, ইমেল এসছে, তারপর রিমুভ করে দিয়েছে। না, ওইটাকে যদি আমি ওই ইমেল আইডিগুলোকে ব্লার করে দিই বা প্যান কার্ডগুলোকে ব্লার করে দিই, তাহলে আপলোড করতে দেবে না। আরে আমি জানি না রে ভাই, আমি যদি জানতাম তাহলে তো হতো। আমি তোমার কাছে পাঠাচ্ছি, তুমি দেখে নিও একটু, ঠিক আছে? এটা টাইম নিলেও হবে, মানে খুব তাড়াতাড়ি নেই কিছু, ঠিক আছে? What I have told that science has telephoned me. He has told me that you have done a mistake. Before uploading to the YouTube, you should have blurred this personal data. So I did not know. Frankly speaking, I did not know the rules because I am not a YouTuber. So I directly uploaded that one, and that has been removed. Now I am talking with him that I will send you the report to the video to him, and he will do that. He is a very masterpiece. His erstwhile he was a YouTuber, so he knows he has the editing software. And the second day video has also sent to him, because in that particular video there some company name has been shown in some annexure. So I have to blur that one, and that's why I could not know. I do not know how to do it. So I took the help of him, and he has told me that he has done this and sent to me. I have to see. Anyway, where we have how to depreciation and amortization. and it has to be as per company's accounting standard, and depreciation it should be activity wise. That means for plant and machinery and equipment, factory building should be done in the production cost, and for others it has to be clubbed in the overhead activity cost, that is selling and distribution overhead, administrative overhead, like this. Overheads has to be predetermined for company cost accounting policy. That is a head that how overhead has to be apportioned. You have to calculate the cost of overheads, which I have calculated last day. Each and every element you have to consider salary, from starting from salary to the end of material, indirect over lighting expenditure. Every expenditure relating to that activities you have to take and apportion in a suitable cost driver. This is the fundamental of overheads. Now quality control is the same thing. Quality control, you have to maintain the expenditure, adequate records should be maintained, and quality control has to be done as per the company's cost accounting policy or company's policy. In-house company aggregate of the cost of in-house quality control should be done like a in-house repairing. Any cost, in-house cost should be should be ascertained thoroughly. That means starting from salary to depreciation. All costs should be associated with that. That is called cost object. So quality control cost has to be checked like this. Technical know-how, you have to take the how much the cost of the technical know-how and how it is amortizing. Generally technical know-how cost is amortizing, and what is the royalty features, and what is the terms and conditions, and how you are paying, whether there is any payable amount, statutory dues or not. You have to check all these things. Now what are the major areas to be common? I have just given some example of verification. These are the major head of average cost statement. I have given you how to verify this, and now come to the report area. Major area on which comments to be made. First point is violation of cost accounting standard. If you observe any violation of cost accounting standard, you have to report. Adequacy of internal audit on cost records. If there is any lacuna of cost record in part of internal audit, you have to mention it. Record keeping system, because it is specifically certified in CRA 3. I have already shown to you CRA 3. Record keeping system and ascertainment of two cost of production. Cost center wise production and man and machinery. Cost center wise machine availability and utilization performance. Profitability of cost center. Cost center wise capacity utilization. Performance of ongoing project having time overrun and cost overrun. What is this? When a project is started, there is some cost estimated and time also estimated. If the time expands, project get delayed, cost also delayed. So you have to analyze the project cost, whether there is any time overrun or cost overrun. Both are abnormal and has to be kept in the reconciliation statement, and you have to highlight that one also in your report. Performance of controllable cost. What are the controllable cost? Salary, material, wages, utilities, store cost, repairing cost. These are all controllable cost. Controllable cost. Comments on correctness of sales billing. Overall performance of the mine लिखा है. The overall performance of the company. Compliance of cost accounting standard. Review of internal audit, internal control and internal check system. Other relevant points during the crop up of the audit. Now these are the points I have kept in my audit program, and I mainly focus on that issue. But the list is endless. The list is endless, and I cannot give you guarantee that no other point is coming here. While you have to formulate conducting an audit, you have to go into details, and after 2-3 audits you will make your own arrangement, own point living. But it is, in my opinion, these are the points to be covered in your report, and I think if you cover at least this point, your report will be a valuable report and value addition will be there. Thank you. Now, I have completed what I have had, whatever I have to give you. Is there any question? If you have any question or do any explanation or any further elaboration discussion, please tell me one by one. Tell me, don't hesitate.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
The fee of cost auditor should be decided before appointment, na?
means
Fee of cost auditor should be decided before appointment, but you said in this meeting to the next AGM.
yes, I am coming to that point. Whenever the advertisement for a appointment of cost auditor fees are there, but as per Companies Act, after appointment of the auditor, the fees has to be ratified in the AGM only. The advertised fees is not ratified by the AGM. But if the company has taken proactive action and approved by the AGM of the fees, then in next cases after appointment it is not required. But fees has to be approved by the AGM either before or after. I think your point is clear.
Okay, sir.
Any other point?
Sir, I want to practice for CRA 1, 2, 3. तो ये डाटा फिर कहाँ से उसका लाएंगे सर? उस पे प्रैक्टिस करना चाहते हैं हम प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच से.
See, I cannot share the data of any other company. You have to collect the data from a company's audited accounts in the public forum, public domain, and you do practice. Because I am very much compulsion, under compulsion code of conduct, I cannot share the company's data. However, what I have used in this session, I will share who have attended the meeting, attended the class. I will share you personally the Excel sheets from where you can do practice, or if you do much more further, you have to collect the data from every company. You take out the data from company balance sheet, profit and loss, and take the help of any your friends or any other person to share their data. I cannot share any company's data. I'm sorry. Any other point? Abhiraj?
Hello, sir. Yes, one question, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. At what case cost auditor qualify his report, like uh, qualified opinion, disclaimer, adverse?
Yes, this is a very valid point. I have shown you 7 points in the CRA 3. If any point
sir.
violates, observe any violation, company should qualify. What are the points? Number one, whether the audit has been, company has maintained, auditor has maintained the records as per CRA 1 and cost accounting standard or not, whether he has got all the information or not, whether the company kept unit-wise records or not, whether the branch auditor's report has been received by not. These are the all points the company can violate. Any violation in cost accounting standard, any violation in generally accepted cost accounting principle, any violation of cost accounting policy, any violation of cost accounting CRA 1, these are all to be covered under violation, and the company can qualify, an auditor can qualify. Understood?
Sir, yes, sir. One more question.
Yeah.
Cost auditor can help, can take help, not help, actually help works which is done by a statutory auditor.
I could not understand your point.
Sir, is any use of work which is done by statutory auditor, can cost auditor
Yes,
take help
yes.
in his
Yes,
auditing?
before taking up the assignment, cost auditor should go through the cost auditor financial auditor's report, so that he can collect some material point and will help him to formulate the audit program.
Yes.
It should be done. That's why I told that audit report, audited profit and loss account, balance sheet, it is required to be collected at the very outset. You have to go through that. And if required,
In some cases, you communicate.
if required, you can consult with the statutory auditor also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you are satisfied.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is there any question from anybody else? Rimi, feedback form circulate किया?
Yes, sir.
Everybody is requested to fill up the feedback form. Any other question from anybody? Siley? Siley? Heading? Any question?
Sir, in cost audit, in cost audit, time is very less. So it's all documentation should be sampling wise.
देखो, whether time is short or less, 180 days is not short period. You have to submit your report 180 days from the closing of the financial year for which you have been appointed. So you have to very proactive. From April you have to give the letter to the company, produce the auditor. I will put up the my team for audit, so that you can have sufficient time to conduct the audit and documentation. There is no other alternative. You have to take your money. You have to take your time and put the audit, size of the audit team depends upon the volume of the work. You can't do it. That time is short, I cannot document it, or I cannot see everything. It is not a clear. You have to do it within the time. Is there any question, Siley? Any question? Sunny? Is there any question?
सर, आपने कहा था कि ये कोर्स कंप्लीट होने के बाद ये सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, तो क्या ये सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा?
Those who have attended all the classes will get a certificate from my side that you have participated in the course, and you will get it. But before that, you have to complete the assignment which I have given for Tally. This is also in the course. Develop under skill. There are 5 courses. Tally Prime, Income Tax, GST, Cost Records, Cost Audit. For Tally, I have already given the assignment, and you have to submit the assignment also. Only 3 persons have been submitted the assignment, but others are not. Those who have not submitted the report, they will not get the certificate. But those who have attended all the classes and submit the assignment must get the certificate from my side. I will issue my certificate in my official letterhead that you have completed and participated in the course, and I have to, and you have learned this one. But condition is that you have to attend all classes and you have to submit the assignment.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? Any other question from anybody? If you have no question, please fill up the feedback form and can leave. And good night from the time being, and I will meet again after returning from USA with a new course, with a new dimension.